whatever to you, whenever you are watching this episode of the St. Cloud Divorce Show, episode number 2, where we see what is going on in the Imholte household through what Aaron is putting out there. And this is my co-host, Secret Snake, Spurg Snake. Tommy, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Spurg Snake for now. I'm having an identity crisis.
You've got the
but Tommy is also
personas to go through. And before we get too far, John Doe loves the music. That is from our good friend, Mr. Blue Sky, Mr. Blue Sky on SoundCloud. And shoot, I didn't make a note of which track that is, but he makes good ambient sound. And that one's more of his kind of eerie type of music, as goes along with eerie Aaron. And you are our divorce expert. You have been married and divorced. Something that stuck with me last week of when you knew your marriage was over is when you saw each other different.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a big red flag. You notice, or you should notice, when your spouse or significant other is starting to lose respect for you.
And that appears to be what has happened with April and Aaron, is that she sees him differently. He sees her the same. She is the apple of his eye, his Beth Stern. And I do love looking. I believe it was actually Citizen M's video. Citizen M is doing some great work. His Steel Toe divorce video came out a day before the St. Cloud Divorce Show 2 weeks ago. So it is Steel Toe goofing on season. And his first wife, Ashley LaRue, was looking quite attractive. And April, I will give her a Minnesota 8. So good for Aaron with his orangutan weird Kleinfelter body getting 2 Minnesota 8s back to back.
He's one of those parking lot noodle men that yes,
he
those
could
guys.
do those with his arms. Absolutely.
He does. He waves them around all the time. I don't know. He's the most, besides me, he's probably the most fidgety guy on YouTube.
I saw over on Spurgtopia. I made sure to get the Spurgtopia Discord in the links. I've got my Discord. We have fun over there, but a whole lot happening on Spurgtopia because we've got some clips from Sam V. Sam V, thank you for hate watching this for us. And today we aren't watching an episode, although I did enjoy watching Aaron in his natural habitat and just going forward. We have clips. Sam V does a lot of hate watching for us. I can't do the hate watching. I do love the clips that Sam V cherry picks for us. But the clip in particular I was going to mention, I didn't pull it, was Aaron boxing. Such a reach advantage, and he can't do a fucking thing with it. Dude,
the irony of him being a boxer and having literally the most punchable face, I don't know. It's a sunshine on a cloudy day for me. He's had approximately 2 or 3 fights, semi-pro fights or whatever.
He has sparred. I've heard him talk about sparring. So he's had practice fights. Has he had fights like amateur fights?
Yeah, well, one I know is out there on the internet, and it's a younger black kid. And I say kid because he's probably 20, 23, if that. And it was stoppage in the first round because he busted Mooby's nose pretty well. Like that.
Talking about that, he gave him quite the Elisa Giordano whack right in the nose. And Aaron went down. That's the fellow who said he was happy to beat up a racist, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure, yes. He was informed later on about Aaron's history, and he's like, really, really happy to do that. And
yeah, there's a difference between racial humor and racist humor. And to me, someone who enjoys racial humor, Aaron comes on the wrong side of the line on that a lot of
every time. He's just, and Melton mentions it, and other people mention it. He goes to Rumble and is just happy to say the word. You know what I mean? There's not a punchline to the word. It's not the F word is the joke. You get there for the shock value. He's just like, hey, F, what's up? Oh, look at all these N words all over the place. You know what I mean? Like, he just likes saying the shit
dropping the gay F word myself, but judging how other YouTubers are doing that, can't do that. It's not for funsies. No Mr. Garrison rules. If you're half an F, you still can't say half an F, because I don't do gay stuff with men. I do gay stuff with women. Half an F. I believe that would qualify me, but Mr. Garrison rules do not apply on YouTube. And while on the boxing, Luigi Greenberg, I do believe that the loss, like, she saw her man emasculated. Every time Aaron steps into the ring, it is more respect that his wife is losing for him because she's seeing him being emasculated.
Right. No, and that's a little bit of it, especially when he's a bravado guy. He drives a truck. He owns his house. He's a man's man. He's a sex guy. He's a blah blah blah. You know, he's like always putting this vibe out there, like he's a man's man, but he's a coward. He really is truly like afraid of everything.
That actually sets up clips that I was going to play a little bit later, but let's go ahead and jump into those now. Of Aaron, model son-in-law and dad is what I titled these. And puppets, Nova. The grown man has teddy bears to play with them with puppets. It's kind of big in this section of the of the internet. We do love playing with our puppets.
I also have a small stuffed animal collection. It just happened. I don't know. And I do have a teddy bear. It came from my grandmother on college graduation day. So on you.
Yeah. So something about puppets. Is another thing that makes me half an F. I've got a bunch of stuffed puppets behind me.
Yeah, I also am into puppets. You know, we talked about Saturday TV Funhouse, and some people might remember Syphil and Ollie literal sock puppet show. Oh yeah, no, I know. And Aaron has never thrown a real punch ever, and he's never been hit.
He's yeah, and now he's taking up a hobby where I don't want to take up a hobby where I get hit in the face.
Yeah, I know.
I look nice for 37. Don't mess this up, but it does make more sense for Aaron. Look at that mug. Really, what are you gonna do to it to really mess that up?
He can probably use some scars on his face, make him look a little.
Yeah, it would
like
be
he's been through some shit.
An advantage for him to make him look more manly. So here, as we were talking about the Steel Toe morning show, the blue collar show, Aaron, the man's man. Let's hear what's going on with him and his in-laws.
Like, April and I are going to be stuck in different places tonight because she wanted to go to Litchfield and split wood. That is not a euphemism. She wanted to go help her parents.
Wait, I thought that's what she was doing on weekends, splitting the wood between your and Riqueda's wood.
And we could do a whole show on this guy over here, adding just a whole lot every time he's in. Splitting wood, huh?
Not only that, he does, like, he just busted Aaron's balls a little bit, saying that April was fucking Nick Riqueda behind his back or whatever, or they're doing a swinger swap party thing, and I don't think that's the case. I don't think Aaron is swinging. He's too much of a lame for that.
No, that would, if he was, that would make things interesting. Like, if him and April opened up their relationship, that would make him have an interesting show. And but lots of rumors going around about Nick Riqueda with the swinging and the drug dealing, as Nova is insinuating here. We're gonna have to watch him closely. So April is at her parents' house, and she comes from a working class. As we mentioned last time, her dad was up doing roofing work where Aaron was playing video games. Good old manly man. And here, once again, he could be helping with this splitting wood, but here he has to cosplay as a broadcaster, very much like we are right here. We're doing a little hobby
self-awareness counts.
And I think that's why we can't turn away. His self-awareness is becoming less and less.
Zero.
He was doing on weekends, splitting the wood between your and Riqueda's wood.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, she's splitting yours and Riqueda's wood.
So she goes and does that, and then she's like, it's fucking bad here again. And I'm like, I know. I didn't.
Dude, it's dog shit everywhere.
Dude, her parents have like they do the chopping wood thing.
God, dude, why do they still?
For
Aren't
the
they old?
Furnace.
Why
Yeah.
don't they stop?
Like they're both shitting on their parents for how their house is built. My dad chops wood. That's how the house is built. There's a wood stove. It's a lot cheaper to go out in the woods and chop down the tree. They're out in the middle of nowhere of Minnesota. You mark the dead trees and then you chop them down yourself. This is their way of life. But blue collar Aaron, he can't wrap his head around that.
I don't think Aaron knows how to change a tire.
And even I was able to do that. I was so proud of myself. Being half an F, I changed my own tire. I was like, all right, there's a point against being half an F for me. I changed my own tire.
Yeah, you know, if you can put your donut on, or if you got a full-size spare, good on you. I know he can. There's no way. He's the kind of guy who's like, I'll just make enough money to pay some other schlub to do it for me. And he's definitely not on that road.
He's talking down to his in-laws for doing manual labor. The steel toe morning show host
exactly.
is talking down to people doing manual labor and keeping themselves active doing manual labor.
Especially in your older age, dude. I'm 43 next month, and I'm the same. Like, I'll just walk, you know, like to take the dog for a longer walk, just to be exercising and doing shit. When you're in your 60s and you're like retired or whatever, and you got to sit around that's why you see elderly people at McDonald's all the time. They're just fucking bored. It's not about money always. It's about being busy. And this dude's a fucking lump.
Yeah, my dad, he's staying active to absolutely stay away from that. So, Aaron, you're going to have a smaller lifespan the way that you're a sedentary individual. You need to do something here. Go and help the in-laws. Put your hobby here of cosplaying. Well, I guess he needs to beg for them goals so he can keep this going. So that's why he can't take a day or a night off and go help his in-laws do some manual labor, blue collar type of work.
Yeah, 100%. He needs to bust his knuckles a bit.
So she goes old. Use your retirement to buy heat.
So she goes and does that because she's like, because of this snowstorm, they're having a hard time doing that and whatever. She goes, I'm going to go help him. Oh, I got a message that said language, bruh.
So that was him being a model son-in-law, just absolutely skirting responsibilities. And that's something that you just have to do. I remember being a shitty teenager and kind of skirting those responsibilities. So April Imholte, son-in-law, 37, 38 years old, is like shithead 14-year-old me.
Yeah, definitely. He never grew out of that. He never grew out of shirking responsibility or trying to take the shorter cuts through life.
I think this was brought up last time, American Cupcake, that we all need to get testosterone injections after watching too much April Imholte. So that was him being a model son-in-law and just showing how much of a blue-collar worker he is. And here, let's see him being a model father.
Really? Am I screwing up? I'm like, God darn it. I'm surprised none of the kids have like banged on the door and said, Dad. I told them they couldn't come down here while we were doing the show. But I hear noises up there, and I know the neighbors are keeping them busy. But
the neighbors?
Yeah, well,
sorry.
Once again, we have the neighbors watching his kids while he's down here playing pretend. Now, we're playing pretend, but we're two single guys in our own house with our stuffed animals.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I got my own shit. I sacrificed enough earlier on to be able to dick around later now. You know, that's what Aaron's lack of foresight is mind-boggling.
That's why he is completed the turn into Dark Side Phil. I would like to. I've got to extend an invitation to Comedy Shaman for one of these videos. He's starting to talk about how he has turned back on Aaron, and now he is becoming such a beloved lolcow that we want to give Aaron just enough money to keep him on the air and away from an actual real job. And I'm actually seeing that, Comedy Shaman. This is excuse me, this is a whole industry of detractors that can be popping up around April Imholte the way that Dark Side Phil has that.
And well, Stuttering John as well. You know, I mean, will Aaron become that new guy where he's just cranking out laughable content? Like, he doesn't get it. Like,
I believe Stuttering John has hit his ceiling and is on the way down as a lolcow. At least that's how I see it. I don't think the Stuttering John Dabbleverse is getting any bigger. I think the Toeverse has such potential to be competing with the likes of Boogie 2988 and those other lolcows that have just been around forever, begging for a decade plus. Aaron has only been begging. It seems like his hardcore begging went up. I guess he was getting enough support to. Oh yeah, plus his sponsors. He had his sponsors who, when he lost his radio deal, stayed with him just long enough, and then they're like, "You're on your feet, bye."
yeah.
And the way that he phrases that is so odd. Oh, your show has grown and you're doing okay. A sponsor would want to stay on for that. It's odd
that's right.
how he phrases that. Okay, we're gone. No hard feelings.
And he always tries to spin it into a win. You know, less local sponsors means more room for Manscaped or Blue Apron, which will never come his way because of, well, his language, which is what he's getting yelled at for here.
He's yelling so loud, his kids are hearing him upstairs. Because I'm doing this from my room, you're doing it from your room, and we're not Red Letter Media. We haven't put out so many things that we can get a studio down the street.
Yeah, I know. It would be great to buy a
got.
building. Yeah, I'm happy with what I have, but it would be fun to buy a building because, you know, just like RLM, there'd be fun. More room to play, you know what I mean?
Having that studio space, we do need. I do need a construction guy. As half an F, the constructions of sets and stuff. I need a hand with. I can be your helper, but need a Rich Evans on staff to help and build things for that studio. Because without building stuff, it is just an open room.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I have to stop being such a potty mouth. All right.
So he's yelling so much, and there were two in a row, getting rid of the responsibility of being a hardworking son-in-law and a dad watching his kids to go and pretend that he's still a radio broadcaster. So Luigi Greenberg, the Corey Feldman verse, I'm kind of disappointed that his next tour will not be in dive bars around the country. That was more fun. Well, we'll see. I'm sure we'll have some people. We'll get some footage of him actually in stadiums with Limp Bizkit. That tour is starting up. I think it might have started. It's almost May. I know there's some dates in May for Limp Bizkit and Corey Feldman. And hopefully you can get some work as Fred Durst stand in there when they're getting all the lighting correct.
Right, doing the lighting and all of that, and setting up camera angles and things.
So that was our set of clips. We have what we were looking for last week. The episode that Aaron deleted. I thought we were watching the episode where Aaron was taking responsibility for his actions, but he deleted that shit off the internet and started blaming all the bad people on the internet for April being the way she is. So luckily, my lost interest grabbed that clip, and that was Sam V, who we just saw over there. You can go to the Spurgtopia Discord. He is regularly hate watching and clipping those good pieces for us. And my lost interest is another clipper who grabbed that episode where Aaron actually takes responsibility for his actions of being a bad husband. So that's what this is right here. If I would just hit the volume, there we go.
Morning, I will probably be doing the show solo. Fact of the matter is, how would I put it?
Stuttering, stammering, doesn't want to tell the truth. You can't be Howard Stern in 2012. You're skipping over the Howard Stern in 1990s, Aaron, where you're open and honest.
He's speed running the shock jock failure game right now, and when you're a radio guy and you start a sentence with, how should I put this, that whatever's coming next is not going to be flattering for you.
Good one, John Doe. Tricks are for kids, but the internet is forever.
And this is true. Everybody will see it, man, and you got to be ready for it. Like he says he has a thick skin, but he is probably the thinnest skinned dude ever.
Oh, you see it on his face. With the co-host audition I did of April, I really noticed, well, even before that, how she can't hide a thing. But Aaron is the same way. And I believe the clip will be ending on. We have a little taste of Aaron. Every reaction he has just feeds the trolls. He can't hide that shit at all. So, Pork Chop expressed down here, I'm unfamiliar with that lore, that Aaron was choked out at a friend's wedding for being annoying.
Yes, this happened.
Oh, thank you. There, I have got an accusation and follow through confirmation.
I'll tell you the story if you want, real quick.
Well, yeah, let's get to that. Since I am unfamiliar with this one, that is great. Maybe that's why he started boxing, to try to figure out how to defend himself.
And this is what, so the word on the street is, or the way he was telling it, and this is from him, Aaron himself. He was at a friend's wedding. He was there with April, and they were at a table with some other guests. And one of the other guests, Aaron likes to freestyle. And so what Aaron said he was
freestyle
doing,
rap.
but no, like John,
we're talking about there's some other different type of freestyle definition. No.
Yes, this is so, you know, and it wasn't freestyling. In my world, it would be like the Dirty Dozens, you know, or your mama jokes kind of thing. And so I guess Aaron started disrespecting this guy in rhyme.
His freestyling is just yo mama, yo mama, yo mama. So that didn't fly.
And this, so, and you know, it's a wedding. People are drinking. He was probably drunk too. Well, not drunk, but tipsy for sure. Aaron, he has a beer and a half and he's fucking out of it. But the other guy got upset. I don't know what Aaron had said because he won't say what he said, but he pissed the other guy off. The other guy gets up and puts him in a chokehold, and Aaron himself says he flopped. He literally just put his arms up and let this guy get out of the, you know what I'm saying? He went limp.
I'm going to try to get out of this by slinking out. But if that guy is proficient at this chokehold, that doesn't matter. He's holding on.
Yeah, I'm sure he was in a chokehold, but this guy, Aaron, made a scene at a wedding because he was running his stupid mouth. You know, and Aaron can't read the room. He couldn't tell he was really annoying somebody with his John Cena style insults, you know.
Looks like,
but he's also not a wrestling guy.
Is along the lines of me, of like, no, you're full of shit. Freestyle rapping, so just yo mama jokes done kind of like in a rhythm. Yo mama, or whatever, you know, your shirt is ugly and so are you, and blah 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 too, you know, or something like that, you know, just whatever lame shit he was coming up with off the top of his head. I'm telling you, this guy has never been in a fist fight. He's never been punched against his will. You know, every time he's been hit hard, it's been stopped. And I always tell my dominatrix, punch in the chest, not the stomach, not the face. That is the fun part to hit. It's not fun getting punched in the face.
It is not fun getting punched in the face, especially the nose or the eye. Yeah, see, look, like that's what I mean. Right there, he just is a fucking cartoon. He's a cartoon. Coming from a cartoon, he is a cartoon.
That was he said nothing there, but still, I need to rewind that with him stammering. Yeah, this is straight out of Bugs Bunny giving a reaction. I'm trying to remember the exact Looney Tunes episode.
He drinks a tonic and then walks away, and it's just like. What a fucking weirdo. Sorry.
They're saying, is April okay? Is April okay? April and I have a lot of things going on in life right now.
Oh,
look, there are times.
Really? Life has things. Thank you for that in-depth description of what's going on. Things in life.
I don't know if she defended him, Mr. Luigi Greenberg, sir. I know that's your dad's name. But she saw it, and I guarantee you, it's a woman's job to test her man's nature every so often, so that way she knows you can protect her. She will push you into a fight with her, and you have to win that fight with her, so she knows you can protect her. Now, when she sees you get into a fight with another guy multiple times and watches you face plant, or somebody come to your rescue like a referee, or you tapping out, that was the other one. Recently, he was sparring with a real boxer.
When he's sparring in the boxing sport, when April gives him the test of all right, let's see you be a man. She sees him different. Still, she held on to that husband crypto. I believe one of our beloved chatters, Luigi Greenberg and Nimrob, are the most witty. Probably one of them said husband crypto last week.
Yeah, definitely.
This husband crypto isn't strong, but it's going to pay off. We're going to get onto the Anthony Cumia network. Oh, that was heartbreaking for them. That one or two times on the Anthony Cumia Compound Media Network where this is it. This is the break I've been telling you of.
Yeah, and then nothing.
Sometimes a pilot episode is just a pilot episode. John Doe asking of screen words. I've been partial to pumpernickel myself, but I have only ever used the yellow and red in practice. That's pretty universal. Yellow, back off. Red, stop. I don't like the full stop that a red causes, so I do like the orange of no, seriously, back off.
I understand. There's a fine line of too much pain where it can just ruin the mood.
It's pretty
if it's not done
universal. Right. The thing is, we know how terrible he is at freestyling. He probably initiated that freestyle battle and got obnoxious and deserved it and got choked out. Absolutely. Yep. B. Smiley the third.
That is a stellar observation, because that's exactly his nature.
My lights just flickered a bit. If you're alone, my power went out, and I'll be back as soon as I can.
No, you're still here. I see you.
Excellent. I'll be able to tell. But if I disappear, there was just a quick flicker, and I'm happy the power didn't go out with that flicker. But on with the clips.
Times where shit gets fucked up, bad shit happens, and you got to deal with it. You got to roll with it. And so I'm going to be solo tomorrow. Some bad shit happened. I'm willing to say that the bad shit is on me, but there's certainly bad shit. Now,
this could be an interesting story. You spent a minute saying nothing here. This bad shit.
We know what the bad shit is. We've been watching it all year.
We need some details. We see the bad shit in front of us of you throwing April under the bus. And how dare you, internet, talking bad about April when he straight picks out comments that talks bad about April. April, what do you think of this comment that calls you shitty?
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't like the internet picking on her, but he's deliberately filtering the worst shit directly to her.
When he curates the picking on April, it's all right. But just out in the wild, no, you have to filter your shitting on my wife through me. Only I may get fecal matter on my wife, or you can join me on top of the glass coffee table. And it is my choice if I scoop it underneath the glass coffee table.
Dude, it's so bizarre.
Those of you with your divorce.
It's a complete lack of understanding. of yeah.
First
That's
counter.
why he's such a great lol cow.
That's what I mean.
Thank you, Aaron, for being a dumb shit. For
He
becoming.
is.
I'm just I thought I had something to go there, but yes, I'm just at a loss of words trying to describe this man at this moment.
Oh, well, while it's paused real quick, I just shout out to the chat, everybody who's here. What's up, Sabrina and Luigi and B Smiley? Sal's in here. I'm happy to see a lot of familiar names this morning.
Yes, thank you for joining. By far, this is the most popular show on my channel because it is April Imholte season. It is April Imholte season. Duck season is out. Rabbit season is out. Imholte season is in.
Definitely.
I wouldn't get your divorce counter out just yet. It's not that kind of fucked up. When couples
The divorce
work
counter's
together,
out.
it's very hard. April and I have added some shit to our life that's really that is really complicated and difficult to navigate.
Shit.
And it causes strife, it causes drama, it causes issues. And sometimes you come to the realization that you're like, look, if we don't pump the brakes on this facet of life, we could end up really hurting this facet of life. So,
okay, this is actually where I want to bring in some good advice from Homer Simpson, who it sounds like a joke, what Homer Simpson says here, but this is actually great advice.
Everybody's marriage is falling apart except ours. See, the problem's communication. Too much communication.
So
There is an issue with too much communication sometimes.
when you don't want to, John Taffer was another one. I forget where I recently heard that quote. Actually, I think it might be coming up here within the clips we have. John Taffer will never run a business with his wife again. I know a very successful marriage where she takes solo vacations about once a season because how are you going to miss me if I don't go away? I know you love me, but I know I'm a bit much. Let me go away and be a hippy dippy out in the woods for a week with some of my hippy dippy friends. This no, she is polyamorous. I remember hearing, but that has nothing to do with anything. I'm getting wrapped up in details that don't matter for this story. So,
yeah. I'm listening. It don't matter.
Yeah,
but I get what you're saying, though. It's the same. That's what led to my divorce, dude. We were around each other too much with not enough separation in between.
Absolutely. You understand that. And Aaron should understand this. I guess he didn't learn this from his first marriage because he didn't have Ashley LaRue on episodes of his show. He just thought, I love this Beth Stern of mine. Let's have the Howard and Beth show with April and Aaron. We just love each other all the time. And
Amateurs.
even when you get into the old Howard Stern shows, they brought in a therapist, and they're like, we don't fight ever. Well, actually, that's a very bad thing that you don't ever disagree. And he was able to dissect of how Beth was walking on eggshells even back in like 2009. So yeah, you need your own lives. You need your own friends. Being stuck in one place with each other. Well, not even just one place, just being stuck with each other all the time. Familiarity breeds contempt, and little elbow room would help that out.
Yep, I agree. But I don't know if I mentioned it last episode, but ideally, my wife would live in her own house next door.
that would be that.
You know what I mean? Like, just go home. Yeah, exactly. Just go home.
You've got a property with a guest house. The one who paid for it gets the main house. The spouse, and you can come and go. But let's keep that. Yeah, I even picture like punching in and out. Honey, you've got a lot of overtime this week. I think you need to punch out of the main house and go.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good.
The
future is ruined.
right now, doing a show with April is not important. Addressing other things with April is more important.
This guy's so fidgety.
Than doing a show with her. So for stress reasons, for drama reasons, for
now that would actually get you some more views. The drama alert, Keemstar, you're out. The Imholtes are in. Whoop! Drama alarm.
Fucking up and miscommunication reasons. And when I say fucking up, I mean me. Where April and I started as a couple back in 2020 has evolved.
No way. Relationships change over time. I thought they were static. Oh, fuck.
See, I think that's what he was trying to do, was just keep everything the same way every day. This guy wants to be an elderly person now. He complains about being 37 like he's 77.
Can we say it like Clerks? 37. I've got a few more months
38.
of announcing when I'm 38. I'm going to have to keep saying 37 for a while because I love saying it like that. And speaking of old people and living in separate houses, B. Smiley here, his grandparents lived upstairs and downstairs from each other, and it helped keep the marriage together. That's actually something. Oh, those couples. My grandparents had such contempt. Well, my grandfather had contempt for my grandmother. She could annoy him all day, but he did not have the powers to annoy her back. So kind of a similar thing. In order for me to not go star 80 on you, Grandma, I need my wood shop outside in the garage. I need my wood shop in the well, it was in the basement, and until relatives took that over as the crash spot. Your idea of living separately, together but separate,
right.
a separate but equal marriage, if you will.
Right, and it's fair because sometimes, and it's been popularized, but like the she shed or the man cave, where you just like go away from your significant other, you just got to like be alone for a bit. And I feel like a lot of people forget that. A good quote that I remember is, music is the space in between the notes, like the silence in between the notes. That's what makes music. And it's the same with relationships. There needs to be, like you said earlier, I need time to miss you. So I know I feel for you still.
The music in between the notes. I had the same thing with the kinky nanny. My favorite, the only relationship in my past that really matters, that will hit me here. Just our time away from each other, doing things together, but driving her back home. There's the music in between the notes made when you hit the notes even that more special.
Yeah, right. And he lost that. Not only that, I think spending 24/7 with somebody like that ages the relationship that much faster. It's, if you're with somebody for 3 years, day in and day out, that's really like 6.
April LaRue popping up in the chat. Can April fly solo? I think April would find another crypto husband pretty quickly. I think she would go to the big city of St. Paul, get out of the big city of St. Cloud and go to the big city of St. Paul and find herself a hedge fund bro or something, whatever the fuck they do in St. Paul. A good old college professor, maybe.
Oh, yeah, that's what she needs. Some Dave Matthews and a college professor.
She wants a man, judging by her marrying Aaron, she wants a guy who puts on the mask of a man, but really underneath you got a little boy who plays his video games while he lets his in-laws work on his roof.
Aaron is that meme, that Wojak meme, where it's like wearing the happy smiley mask, but underneath it's just all tears and emotions. That's him. That's why he can't hide them. He's so bottled up with emotions. His face muscles can't not portray them.
She came into a situation where there's 3 children. And when there's 3 children, sometimes there are outside forces, outside issues that create drama, that create tension unnecessarily.
I think he's
and
blaming
April's had to
both
deal
his
with that, and
wives
she's
now.
handled
He's blaming Ashley and April for fighting.
Oh yes, the outside tension of marriage. It's Ashley's fault. You're right. This is low key Ashley's fault. And Ahab kind of pointing out that if they get divorced, it's his fault. He has to admit a defeat. And if you just push that over to, oh, it was Ashley's fault that April left me. It was the stress of wife number 1 on wife number 2. He's starting to pad that fall that he's really trying to avoid. But you're mid-fall right now, buddy. It's gonna happen.
No, and I agree. He'll say whatever the fuck he needs to say to get what he wants. He's that kind of guy. He won't deliver on anything.
And this is the second time a beloved chatter has pointed out that Aaron cannot admit defeat. Another reason I fell down the dark side Phil rabbit hole of him being unable to admit defeat. Someone who's terrible at video games, but plays video games for a living. Someone who's terrible at broadcasting, but broadcasts for a living. You, sir, can be the new Boogie Christian Dark Side Phil. Keep doing what you're doing, Aaron.
That's all he's got to do. Just be Aaron. He's on the right path.
As
and I think I am starting
with scraping by. Aaron, we only want to give you enough so that you scrape by. Don't make any big purchases. Don't spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a house or a truck. His house or truck is Darkside Phil's mobile games.
The WWE app.
So at least he has something physical to show for it, rather than PDFs of wrestlers. So half a point above Darkside Phil.
I agree. I'll give him half a point. I know he owns a truck, and I know he put that. I know he's got payments for both of them, which he's struggling to make. And that happened just the other day, where he was literally borderline so sad that he didn't hit the goal. He was $100 short just yesterday. And then right at the very end, he got a $99 donation. And his first response was, ha ha, because he hit the goal and now he can rub it in the hater's face. But literally 30 seconds prior, he was, all right, man, we're calling it a day. I guess we didn't do a good show. You know, if everybody could have just thrown in $1 or $2. Dude, what a fucking idiot. This guy is so unaware of anything that goes on around him. The second he gets a sniff of a W, he is parading it.
He is indeed everything that he used to trash Darkside Phil for. All those goals that Darkside Phil begged for, that's become such a fascinating one of the clips that I have from Sam V. I put a few together called Begging and Negging. So we'll get to that in a little bit. Right now, a little bit more. It's wow, we are really dissecting this. We are not far into this at all.
It's too easy, really.
Yeah, we are on easy mode of goofing on folks. You are right.
Issues that create drama, that create tension unnecessarily, and April's had to deal with that, and she's handled it remarkably well, as best she can. Okay. I have not handled it remarkably well. I've handled those outside pressures.
Yeah, he needed to downgrade that remarkably well to best she can.
With anger and hostility, not towards necessarily her, but towards the situation in general, which changes the relationship. Then you have the radio thing going away, and then having to start this. And then I made the decision. I watched my
censor self. Don't let that out. Don't let them know.
See, and that's the thing. Like the radio thing going away was 2 years ago. He had 2 whole years to find something out, and he's stuck with this. Same banner, same thing.
Oh,
got to hit the goal every day.
That banner is funny. Over on the Spurgtopia Discord, I did see where there was a someone using his studio, and all his viewers are like, "Hey, could you change that fucking background? It's physical. I can't. That is, and he spent a pretty penny on that. It's if you're a profitable show, it's not a pretty penny. But someone in my position, someone ever so slightly above me in Aaron's position, that's a pretty penny for that banner. That's just there. It's the one thing, and it's shall I say mid?
Very bad. And he got called out for that clip art thievery. Both of his boot logos come from a website that is copyrighted clip art. But one more thing about it, I love how the boot is always just about to come down and crush Aaron. It looks like it's just stomping him perpetually the whole time.
You are right. It is Kids in the Hall crushing his head, that boot.
Yeah, I can't not unsee that now. It's like I just smile because he's so dumb and he's crushing himself with his own product.
And for that few months where he was getting all those more than average tips and things like that, he started spending like that was gonna last. So now crushing himself with his finances.
And Twitch was financially good to him because it's just one of those things where Twitch makes it so much easier to give to a creator, especially if you have Amazon Prime. You get a free gift sub to anybody on Twitch every month. So if I'm a Prime member, I can give Aaron $5 and it's no sweat off my nuts because it comes from my Amazon Prime membership. And
I wouldn't know anything about that. I've got 0 watching on Twitch. We've got viewers on YouTube and over on Twitter X. So thank you for joining. But yeah, I cannot get my Twitch to take off for shit.
And just chatting is a hard one to do. It's seriously, it's a gamer platform. You should be playing Tetris would get you more eyes for sure.
I did
or
get
being shirtless.
When I was dabbling in gameplay. I got that was the most views that I got was when I dabbled in gameplay on this channel, where I was like, what is my channel? And yeah, I've steered away from that. And now I have Annie's channel. What is this game that I co-host with her? You can check that out where we talk about games. Little plug for that since we're on the gaming news. And at some point we'll be back with the 3rd series in the Batman Arkham series. That took us forever, and the guest is taking forever finishing it too. So
yeah, it's a long game. Sal brought up in the chat real quick. Chandler was funding a lot of this, a lot of it.
David Chandler, him, so many shows. Like he had to get an alt account because he was maxing out on all that he could give a day. I've never heard that before. But David Chandler, very generous to the shows he enjoyed watching. And so that must have been one person being generous helped cause Aaron's financial downfall because he thought that was going to last forever.
People call it the Dabbleverse or the Hackverse. It was the Chandlerverse for a long time. He was given to MLC. He was given to Melton. He was given to Steel Toe. He was given to
Shuley what the hell's amongst that?
Yeah, Shuley Network. That's who I was forgetting. That's how far back in my brain Shuley Network is now. I don't know, man. I like Bob Levy, but the John stuff over there is way too much for me.
Oh yeah, Levy was the pillar keeping the Shuley channel up. And the Uncle Rico show was fun for a while. I enjoyed being in the chat in there for a while, but still doing the same old thing.
See, and it was the opposite. For me, I was watching the BS show.
I did get into the BS show a little bit.
Dude, Pete DiLorenzo was too much. That was so funny to me. I'll watch Pete DiLorenzo right now and comment. He was fun.
But I don't have as much fun goofing on Shuley as I do with April Imholte.
No,
Shuley, once again, he's got his ceiling there, whereas Aaron, you are on a rocket of lolcowdom. So keep up what you were doing, and you can scrape by for a decade. Just don't have delusions of grandeur of being profitable very well.
Right.
Oh, Chad was another one. David Chandler, so many people that once David Chandler went away, the money train
gone.
it's been derailed. He's found something else to do. Maybe he got into hookers. Maybe he's buying gifts. Maybe the farm isn't doing well. I heard he had a farm. So whatever happened, the money train derailed in the hackverse. So if you were relying on that,
and that was the thing. And that's why Kevin Brennan gets so mad, because if Vaping Dago doesn't show up and throw him hundreds of dollars, he doesn't make any money that day. Who's the other one?
devolved
Borgo. Borgo doesn't show up. Yeah, right.
It used to be something unique, and now it's just begging for those super chats. Well, not begging, getting angry for super chats.
Can't do it, man. It's too much for me.
The Uncle Rico show didn't evolve, and the fact that they just brought it back, it's also what killed the Stuttering John goofing on segment on Who Are These Podcasts for me. I've mentioned before, 5 minutes of goofing on John on Who Are These Podcasts, and I'm fucking done. Those segments keep going on for 30, 45 minutes, and you're turning me, Carl. You don't have as good of a batting average of picking the entertaining bad as you once did. You can pull me back to your side of the fence, or you can push me over. Woke dad. That's another one. Fucking hate woke dad. That's one that Carl, I feel, is ruining the Who Are These Socials, and why TikTok Around the Clock is becoming the superior show, because we have a variety there over at TikTok on the Clock, coming on this channel tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Eastern.
Oh, really? Tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay.
Usually it's a Wednesday show.
Oh, you did a co-host yesterday. That's right. Okay.
Yeah, co-host audition, where I found an abandoned channel of a guy doing porno plot reviews with the absolute classic lemon stealing whores. I do want to get in touch with Joanna Angel in more ways than one and get her onto the lemon stealing whores universe, kicking it off with the Shelbyville stealing the lemon tree porno parody. And the lemon stealing whores franchise is just an absolute missed opportunity. She's a businesswoman. She founded Burning Angel and signed a whole bunch of beautiful tattooed, pierced alt girls.
Would you say that the lemon whores are ripe for the picking?
They indeed are. Let me go ahead and give you one of these for that. That is a nice zinger you had there.
No, geez.
Struggle. See, this is why I don't want to do this on the internet. People are going to clip.
No, cry. What are you going to do? Cry? That'll bring in views, buddy.
He did. I think he tried to, and he just couldn't muster the tears.
Oh, you're thinking it's acting. I was thinking that was legit, and he was stuffing it back down.
Let's
clip the shit out of this, but I watched my wife struggle in the job she was at. I watched her come home hurting. I watched her come home hating.
Okay, this might be a put on because this physical labor that she had in the factory was killing her. I wanted her to have a job that had no physical labor whatsoever.
And it's that he went like the turn away, like he really was trying to force it down. Maybe, like I mentioned a little earlier, he's a bottle of emotions. He has no control over anything. So, there might be some sincerity there, but I think ultimately he can't not think of a bottom line.
Hating the job. And when I started this, she would be on a couple evening shows. And I thought she was doing very well. I thought she was very funny. We worked together very well. It was a good fit. And when the radio show...
It was a good fit for 1-2 nights a week. As we mentioned with the clocking in and putting in too much overtime of being together. That just fast-forwarded this divorce of making it, oh, you're my regular co-host. Anyone else who sits in, they're not regular, but you are the regular person who I see every waking moment.
Show went away. I was falling apart. I loved that show. And man, she held me together. When that thing went away, she physically held me up. And we had a lot of advertisers at the time. We had, I mean, there was insane amounts of money coming in to the show. And when I was meeting with the accountants and we were talking about where we were at, it was very clear we could definitely afford to beat April's employer's number and bring her aboard. And she's been amazing. She's been a godsend. She's also been the subject of a lot.
That's a good point, Mr. Blue Sky.
I do like that he had to match or do better. Doesn't the fact that you're not doing physical labor, that's why I took the job I took. It's less brain power than the sous chef job. I do miss it creatively. It would have been very fun, but the price point and the brain power was like, it was $5 short per hour, the sous chef job. So being that she doesn't have physical labor, shouldn't you be able to bring the price point down a little bit on that, bring her on board?
You know, you would think he would be able to make enough money to keep everything going. What was he paying her a year? He had to match it. She was paying vows. There's no way she was making more than 30 grand a year, maybe 40 if it's a union job and she was just starting out, you know. If he was paying her 40 grand a year on payroll, I don't know, man. He's not running his business right. He's just not, the rumor was he paid $4 grand to have Gino and Kiki out. That was $3.5 grand too much. You know what I'm saying? Like,
once again, the bad business plans, the parallels to Dark Side Phil, where the business plan, it looks very much like the Underpants Gnomes model, where step 2 is a big old question mark.
We don't know. It just happens. Everything gets made. And then not only that, they've said things like skip your Starbucks, skip your McDonald's. And then she walks in with 2 energy drinks and tater tots from the fucking gas station. You're like, I'm supposed to give up my luxuries to help support your lifestyle. It's not even just his bills. It's just they don't shop right. Gig especially out in rural fucking Minnesota.
Has a good point here of the price point of paying her more is not worth being ridiculed to the world. That's something doing this live streaming that I had to really wrap my head around of. I'm putting myself out there. I've got to make sure that I've tested my skin of being thick enough to take the people that don't like me, because not everyone's going to like you, and the internet will be fucking vicious about it.
Yeah, and you know, it's the same mentality as grade school. If you can approach being on the internet like a 4th grader, like everybody's going to attack you like you're in 4th grade. Hey, fatty. Hey, baldy. Hey, whatever your obvious abnormality is, you're going to get poked at for it. And so if you haven't been, especially like in real life, like I grew up with it, so I'm used to it. So when somebody says some shit in text on a screen, it's like, you know, and again, like I'm used to physically being assaulted along with it, where Aaron is not. You know, he can't handle any criticisms. He can't handle anybody ripping on him. He thinks that April can't handle any of it. But I think it's him. It's him doing that. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Let's get checking on chat.
Yes. Speaking of which, James McKeon, it isn't Fozzie that gets the squirt to happen. It is Mr. Winston that gets the ladies squirting, because he performed in Hollywood over at the El Capitan Theater. Fozzie, just a fun little thing from the Puppet Museum. But Mr. Winston, he's actually an actor that performed for children's theater at the El Capitan. So that is the one that gets the squirt to happen. Fozzie, fun, but nope, no ladies ever squirted to Fozzie.
I don't think so.
And speaking of the factory, Smith's pipes in that her ex that she cheated on Aaron with worked at the factory, so he couldn't have her seeing it. That's new lore to me, that there has been cheating by April. So just having an ex at the factory, he needed to take her away from that temptation.
I was going to get to that. I got distracted. That is the word on the street. he was going through his divorce. He wasn't even completely divorced yet. And she left her current boyfriend to be with him, like cheated on him to be with Aaron. And so now her eggs were in this basket. And she gave it a couple years. And I think checkout time is coming soon. I think she realizes that it's not really going to go anywhere quick enough for her.
And the April can't handle the internet. I believe you're right. B Smiley the third is a smaller part than she just can't fucking stand looking at him. I wonder if she's made her way back into the Imholte household from her parents, because it might have just been one of those where I'm disgusted. I can't even look at you. Ugh.
Yeah, that's what we're all waiting to find out. Is if Scrimpy's coming back to the house at some point.
And I'm not as up to date with some of our hate watchers, such as Sam V. So as far as I know, she has not come back into the Imholte household.
Right. And only Matt, and I think that's it. I don't know if Corey came back and did a show yet. I think he was supposed to do one, but I don't know if it happened.
The price point was off. I did see on the clips on Spurgtopia that he called him live on air. Fantastic way to book your gigs, live on air. Oh, actually, that's a Stuttering John move that you're doing.
Yeah, there you go,
Aaron.
Right?
Asking him live on air, and Adam asked, "What's the money?" Same as it was, dial tone. If that.
Yeah, no, and because Corey's smart, and I do think he's funny, but he needs funny people around him to help push him in the right direction. But he was also loyal to Aaron to a fault. It was bad, and he could have almost. I feel bad because he kind of was. He was the only one really bringing funny to the show. He was kind of fucking with Aaron from time to time, but even he checked out towards the end and was, playing on a phone and looking up and then blah, 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 not paying attention to anything going on around him. It sucks, man. But that new guy, Matt, is even worse. That old guy, Oz, is not driving in.
I haven't seen Oz in, but those clips with Matt, oh, what an absolute nothing. He is definitely helping drive this into the lolcow kingdom of being just an absolute nothing of a second mic.
Oh, dude. And he's got a big mouth. He keeps saying things that I know Aaron doesn't want him to say.
Yeah, actually, I didn't pull one of the funnier ones that I saw, I guess just last night. I was done pulling clips, and Spurgtopia had him actually reading out the number of viewers. I think that's where Aaron shushed him.
That is where Aaron shushed him. Oh, there's 13 watching now. Shh.
Shut up. I was done pulling clips and editing by the time I saw that one. I could have added that. I probably should have, now that we're talking about it. That was a fun one, which you can see over at the Spurgtopia Discord.
Yeah, Sam V's doing some great work over there. He pulls clips from Steel Toe every morning, like the best parts. You don't even have to watch it. So I really appreciate Sam. I appreciate Toucan Sam. Citizen M is doing great Clipper work. And like we were mentioning before, MLI is kind of just more, and MLI is more or less just kind of documenting what this guy is, and his buffoonery is. It's just
a lot of online bullying, a lot of really dirty, shitty, horrible, unfair stuff. I was so mad. I was so angry. And my approach to her was, just walk this off. Just, you'll be okay. Just don't look at it. Forget about it. Soldier on. And I think that changed the relationship.
Just feel the way I feel. Do what I do. That actually caused contempt with my comedy partner, where something that was emotionally significant to me that he would just minimize. And something that is emotionally significant to him, the world has to stop around. So I'm actually seeing my ex-comedy partner in here with that type of emotional. No, your emotions don't matter. My emotions matter.
Yeah. Yes. Very self-absorbed.
And we kind of realized we're fucking it up. I'm fucking it up. And so you have that frustration. And that's a frustration that so many couples take, and they die over it. They divorce over it. They get rid of each other over it. And April and I don't want that. John Taffer said, I would never open a business with my spouse ever again. It's a relationship killer. And also, the internet's a motherfucker, and she doesn't like it. It causes stress.
All right. By the end of this day, he was already done taking responsibility. Now back to the starting to skirt it off to you fucking internet.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He was like, I'm not being a good husband. I wasn't being there. I blah, blah, blah. I'm projecting. To the internet bullies people. He flipped it right into a Karen thing. How can the internet bully you? How? Explain it. I need actual details of how April Imholte was being bullied. Tell me. Is it because people were tweeting shit at her?
Yeah,
that she could just
clips where you, Aaron, were the one bringing those bullying comments up to her.
He made her cry. He was pushing her, and then he literally says, "Oh, are you going to cry now?" And she's like, "I'm trying not to." And then he started egging on a little more. He says he's a narcissist, but really he's not. He's just a fucking dickhead. Sorry for the language, but that is my official diagnosis. Pure dickhead. That's it.
Yeah, he's using that as too much of a crutch. That I'm a narcissist. I need to work on being less of a narcissist, and everything will be hunky dory.
Yeah, no, yeah. He was trying to use that as a shield. Like, that's his problem. And it's not his problem. He's just a prick. And I was talking to Sal about it. Him saying he's a narcissist makes him feel good because now he can be diagnosed with something. And other people are narcissists too, like, Stalin or something.
Robin Quivers.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, true. We were talking about her before too. Oh, good God.
That will always stick in my memory of when they took a narcissist test and she scored higher than Howard. Maybe Howard knew how to answer the questions to get a lower score, because you kind of see the questions and be like, oh, I don't want to seem like this big of a narcissist. So,
exactly.
It's hard to believe that Robin came in higher than Howard, but when you look back at the clips, okay, maybe not. I think Howard did sandbag that. He should have had a higher number, seeing and hearing Howard over the years.
It's part of pattern recognition, like you read the question and you kind of have an idea what the response is supposed to be. And when I first was getting into therapy and stuff, they give you these questionnaires, and if you're not honest, it's not going to help you. And you can lie your way right through it and seem like a normal person.
But yeah, then you're not doing the work.
Dude.
Yeah,
right. You're not putting in the work on yourself.
That one particularly made me giggle. In other words, if I'm the exact opposite of who I am, this would be great. Yes, that's the diagnosis that Aaron gave himself. I need to stop being the person I am, and everything will come out great.
Yep, that's pretty much it. And then, but by the end of him accepting that responsibility, he's like, well, if I could just ignore the internet, everything will be great. Because that's who's bullying him.
And it should. She's fucking human. When it's my wife, it bugs the shit out of me. When it's me, I don't care. But if she goes on the show and people are saying nasty, horrible shit, and that gives her bad energy, the show's over. Where do you think that energy is going to go? It's going into your home.
What he's saying
the
right
fact
there
is that this show.
What he's saying right there. The bad energy from the internet fucks with April. April gets pissed off, and it goes down to him.
Emanated from the internet. It did not emanate from inside the house. The call came from outside of the house.
Well, and that's not the problem. That's not the problem. She gets upset with the internet. She takes it out on him because it's his job that she's doing.
And good point, Luigi Greenberg. April probably specifically called him a narcissist, so that's why he is hyper focusing on being a narcissist and needing to needing to. I didn't mean to hit that one, but Luigi Greenberg did have a mention that he's spent 30 minutes without mentioning ropey loads. So we will have to get you a prize like from the arcade. You can either have 5 pencils or 1 stuffed animal with 30 minutes of no ropey loads.
You get 5 multicolored pencils when you sharpen them, you know, and then
you don't have.
I hated
you
those,
need to
man.
get through 90 minutes in order to get the pencil sharpener along with the 5 pencils. but unfortunately, we just cashed that in with some Lopey Road drops. And
some Lopey Roads,
Lopey Road, ropey
Load,
loads. Dusty loads, baby. That I'd
that
like
was
to,
a good one, dude. That really made me laugh. I'm sorry.
I've got to
I don't mean to
expand the
sidetrack.
load universe. We can't rest on our laurels of only having ropey loads. Otherwise, we're stuck with just Scoro and Richard Christie, the 2 ropey load lovers. We need to get out, and once the ropes are gone, once we can't shoot ropes anymore, what is there? It's dust. It's dusty loads, baby. Now, I may not be able to shoot ropes anymore, but I am always going to be fucking like a monkey.
That's pretty good.
What we're doing has fallen on hard times for the last 2 years.
Baby.
I mean, that's
just perfect to take us back into the Dusty Loads promo. Now, when you have hard times, you are ready to perform. You don't need that Blue Chew. You don't need that sponsor of Blue Chew because you are just always ready to go. Even if you are having hard times at home, you are having hard times in the bedroom. And that is just what Dusty Loads is looking for, is a hard time in the bedroom. You can take that hard time into the kitchen if you want to, baby.
This is not a new thing. I mean, this show's goal has been the same, and I've been trying to keep it the same. But and we've lost so many of our advertisers because when we came from radio, those advertisers went, we're going to hang on with you to get you on your feet. And when they saw us making lots of money, they went, you're on your feet. We're going to pull out now.
That's how that works.
Okay, that's fine.
And we already covered that earlier.
One thing I'm never doing is I'm never having April get any kind of job. I am so like if April and I do this together, or I don't want to do it. She is a part of Steel Toe.
Is she?
Amazing.
That does actually lead us into our next clip from Hackverse Anonymous.
Oh, shout out to Fractal Synth too.
Yes, absolutely. So many clippers, so many great people doing the hate watching for us because I could hate watch the AVGN, the Cinemassacre podcast all day. I was so sad that James had the awareness enough to be like, this is awful, guys. Let's stop doing that. I loved hate watching that so much. I can't hate watch Aaron. I can only watch Aaron the way I watch Darkside Phil, is through detractors sifting through the good bits and presenting it to us.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the things that bothered me about the Cinemassacre podcast was James was sat on the end.
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to be Cinemassacre. He should have been sitting dead center with either goon to either side of him.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently that table that they were sitting at cost like 10 grand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Son of a bitch.
For those who don't get that joke, that was about all that James Rolfe added in the hour of the podcast was, oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So that last clip it left off with April will not get another job. She is part of Steel Toe. Aaron doesn't want to do it without her. So let's see how this clip from Hackverse Anonymous starts off.
Steve, I'm so sorry. April is, we can officially say now, April is done with the Steel Toe show. She is.
So you're done, right?
Literally. Go ahead. You first.
Yeah. If she's done, you're done. We just heard you say you don't want to do it without her. So you're done, right? Throw in the towel. Get a job over at Unpainted Arizona selling unpainted furniture.
That's exactly what, and he's done this multiple times over the last year. He will literally say one thing and then a day later completely contradict it and say something else. He went from punching a rack of ribs out of Patrick Melton's gut to challenging people to a boxing match is gay. Like within that span of a week, he went from I'll fight him anywhere. Right.
That's his hobby that he's saying is gay. I just got a screenshot of that gorilla-looking Aaron there. That's a good one for the divorce season poster that I forgot to make up and put in that lower corner today.
Dude, he does. He pulls some of the best faces. I think I have this, as a matter of fact. If it ain't this one, it's pretty close. Where he does that thing where he shows all his bottom teeth.
And yeah, his body language is absolutely different now. You are right, Mr. Greenberg.
She's doing better. Let's put it that way. She's doing better, but she doesn't want to go back. She doesn't want to go back to the abuse. She doesn't want to go back to the meanness. She doesn't. Basically, what if I'm getting it right.
Well, that's why she's at her mother's house, because that that abuse didn't stop at the on-air show. J-Bra, I don't know if you're hate watching it or just watching it. You are one of the few. If you like the show, you can be one of the ones helping Aaron stay alive with actually donating. I'm not going to give him money, but we do need actual fans of Steel Toe to help him scrape by, so the rest of us can point and laugh. Yes,
I agree, and he does. He has a fair amount of people that still stick around. I don't know why they stick around, but they do. Either they feel bad for him or they're expecting more lolcowdom from him. You know, J-Bra, you like him? That's on you, man. Hey, to each their own. I'm not going to knock it too hard.
Yeah,
I like some weird shit myself.
We do need legit Steel Toe fans to keep him. Not a donator. You make fun of Aaron and think his thick skin is endearing. All right. Yeah, it sounds like we're on a similar level there, J-Bra, of our admiration of Steel Toe. And as I mentioned, Comedy Shaman, the way that he put it, of Aaron now turning to be a gimmick baby face, a heel that we enjoy. He turned from a heel to a bigger heel, and we like him for it.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. He went from being somewhat of a shithead to going full shithead. And it does come off as more endearing. Real quick, I wonder if I can do this right.
Possibly. We shall see how it goes.
Yeah, okay, I see how it works. Yeah. So it'll take a second. Screenshots. I do have a picture of that, right, of him making that same stupid face. I'll do it later. I don't want to hold that.
Speaking of same stupid things, this is the the thumbnail we had for this episode. I went to a couple different episodes of Steel Toe and just took a screenshot. And April looking unimpressed, Aaron looking like a deer in headlights. And here it is from episode 1. Aaron with the same exact shirt on. April dressing for the occasion. Aaron. Oh, that is, I do love that moop face that he has there.
He does. That is a good. I hope we can get that to catch on as well. He is a moop. There's never been a more contradictory moop.
Right. I could be wrong, but I think just being out in the public and having people say things about you that. One time she said something perfect. She said, if I ever go to get other work, that shit can follow me around. So I understand that. I think it's important. It's caused me to look back on a lot of things too. And I'm going to say this. I don't think it was a good idea on my part to ask April to come and work here full time. being a woman on the
Ding, 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 ding. You got one right.
And
Broken
see, and
clock,
that's the
folks.
thing right there. That's it. I don't think it was a good idea on my part. We all said this. We said this day one. He was told, don't do a show with your wife. It's a stupid thing to do. He knows this from Jocktober, from Opie and Anthony, that morning radio shows do not succeed when it is a husband-wife situation. People hate it because they start bickering like husband and wife on the radio. We don't want that. Nobody needs that shit on the way to work, which he also doesn't do.
on the internet is terrible. And
Yeah, the walk to the commute to work is downstairs. That's all it is.
B, I've been kind of going through things in my head. I think it was a remarkably narcissistic
so.
move on my part to do it in the first place.
Some
And
Beckett
there's
narcissism.
a lot of pieces of me that I've been thinking about
Pieces of me.
due to all this the online stuff.
Why don't you think about it?
And you know, April leaving the show and you know, taking her time off and everything. And that is that a lot of my behavior has been that I'm not even, you know what? I'm not even going to say that it was narcissistic behavior because that sounds like an excuse. I'm a narcissist.
Okay,
See-
he's coming. That's not an excuse.
It's not an excuse.
Followed by it being used as an excuse for minutes on end.
Yes, exactly. He's going to explain that he needs to be less of a narcissist, even though that's not the excuse. And it's not narcissism. He might check a box or two. He might check a box or two of some personality disorder. He's
I
really
check a lot
just
of the,
insensitive.
bipolar too, but I don't use that as an excuse.
Right. Well,
When I get manic, I have fun. When I get depressive, it stinks. No one gets help when they are manic on bipolar 2. Bipolar 1 mania, that's some crazy shit. But bipolar 2 mania, wee!
I think I understand that one. I'm sort of being diagnosed. It was mostly PTSD and anxiety and depression, which everybody has. But it was hard to regulate. And I had a friend who was bipolar 1, and his mania would be that almost where he's jaw clenching and like, yeah, I got to do some things, you know? And he went and ran up a business credit account one week. Like he went from being broke to about to be a millionaire business owner in the matter of 5 days. And then he disappeared for months. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, pure craziness where you can stumble in to being the CEO of a company and then you're too fucking nuts to actually follow through with it.
and keep maintaining. That's what happened to him too. So, you know, he was a good dude, but he had a hard time staying on track.
Did you say hard times, baby?
Hard times, baby.
And I need to stop. And I will say, and I'm very proud of this, next week, I am going to, I'm going to look tonight, but I have gotten some good resources. I'm going to go figure out how to not be one or how to.
I'll just figure out how to not do that.
I'll just read a book and not be a narcissist anymore once it teaches me how to do so.
And yeah, that's
not be that.
That's his thing. Like Melton kind of covered this a bit. He's already justifying it by the end of this clip too. Like his attitude and shit. It's so fucking bizarre.
Kind of guy. And I think it'll help my relationship. It'll help my marriage. I think it'll help my other relationships with
anymore.
Other people. I think it'll help me be a better father. Not that I think I'm a stellar.
I
See,
don't have the Family Feud to throw up right here with that. I think it'll make me a better father. That's 2 strikes right in a row, Aaron. You only have one more chance to pull a correct answer of, I think it'll make me a better father. I think I'm a stellar father. Back to back.
Relationships with other people. I think it'll help me be a better father. Not that I think I'm a stellar father. I really do, but you can always be better. I can be a better husband. I can be a better friend. I can be a better everything. And so as I've been thinking about this whole thing, I've been thinking about a lot of the things I've done for just like the last, I'd say 7, 8, 9, 10 years of my life.
Been going down that wrong road for a decade, huh?
From
Next time you
27
see
to
a fork in a road, next time you see an exit, get the fuck out of there, Aaron. Stop staying on that road.
another good freeze frame, by the way. So from 27 to 37, you know, that was really his downfall and hard chunk of life. Okay.
Yeah, kind of the exact opposite of 27. I started turning things around positive, and Aaron turning it into shit.
And I would say, you know, you can't say, I don't like it when people say, oh, I'm doing things that are narcissistic in nature. Well, then you're a narcissist. If you're doing things that are alcoholic in nature, you're an alcoholic. If you're doing things that are drug addict in nature, you're a drug addict. If you're doing things that are narcissistic in nature, you're a narcissist. And
Nice
there's
logic.
no way for me to get better.
The asshole-ish variety.
That's it. He's a guy of the asshole-ish variety. And
There's
he
no way
also
for me.
he can't deal with fans of the asshole-ish variety. Somebody was
Not
saying
at
he has
all.
a thick skin. He don't. He bans words in his chat. You can't say April. You can't say LaRue. You can't say onion. You can't say whatever else this entire list of words are.
And he does have like 36 mods that can help him police all those things.
It's awful. And that's how you know he's not a good dad, is because when you start picking on him for it, he gets extremely defensive over it.
The things that he's most guilty of, I believe he's the most sensitive of, as we will see in our final clip coming up in a little while, that gig workers is kind of alluding to right now. Was drug addict a shot at April? Yeah, look at him still taking shots at April and blaming it on the internet.
Yes.
Oh, and Brian got banned simply for asking where April is. It's very easy to get banned over in the steel toe chat.
Me to be a better person and be a better partner than to say I am a narcissist. And I guess saying it into a microphone on a show is not good either. Maybe I shouldn't be doing that. Maybe I should be more humble about being a narcissist.
So if you were playing the drinking along game, you are fucking hammered by now of all the times. And it seems like he's really holding us up. Yes, I can admit I am a narcissist. I am a better man. A bigger narcissist and a lesser man could not admit he's a narcissist.
And him saying he needs to be more humble. Do you remember Gangster's Paradise? Amish Paradise.
Yeah, Weird Al's parody of the Coolio.
There's a line in there where the Amish guy goes, "I'm 1,000 times more humble than thou art," and that's how I feel about Aaron. He's like, "I'm the humblest guy there could ever be." You know what I'm saying? Like, he feels that way about himself. Like, I think he's wearing the narcissist badge of honor right now. Like me and Sal were talking about it. He thinks he's Patrick Bateman, killing people and doing all this crazy schizophrenic stuff, but really everybody's just kind of laughing at him because it's not really happening. I mean, you're supposed to read that movie that way, like it's either in his head or it really happened. And what goes on in Aaron's head does not line up with reality. And in fact, everybody around him is ripping on him, but he thinks, his business card is the best.
He is in a world where he is a great broadcaster, and he has been keeping that great broadcasting going for years now.
He's only second to Bubba the Love Sponge, maybe Anthony Cumia.
Oh, a Bubba and Aaron show. Now that's something I want. That's something.
Yeah.
Bubba, I know Bubba wants that. He's trying to barnacle his way on to fucking anything he can at this point in life.
Yeah, I don't know. He made some rounds 6 or 8 months ago. Like, I saw his streams were showing up in my YouTube and gone now. I didn't really watch him. It wasn't for me. I never really listened to him in the past, and
I had fun with the Bubba show on Sirius when he was the afternoon guy to Howard, and his wacky guy Manson added a whole lot. Brent Hatley, obviously a decent producer because Howard scooped him up once Bubba ran him off. despite all the other things that Brent is not good at, he must have been good as a producer for Howard to scoop him up. And the wacky guy of Manson, he put on a character to be the wacky guy. So Manson played two parts. That was a big part in helping it be listenable.
Right. And that's where a lot of people come in with Bubba the Love Sponge, is from right in there, the afternoon show.
Narcissist. But I think asking April to come work here was a narcissistic move. That was the move of a narcissist. Was I wanted her here. I wanted her with me. And it doesn't matter what the motivation is. It doesn't matter that I wanted her. I wanted to be close to her. I had fun doing shows with her. I really enjoyed it. It was great. I didn't consider the repercussions. I didn't consider the impact it could have being around all the time. I didn't consider the fact that the internet can be fucking terrible to people. And I expected her to just handle it the way I would handle it. That's why I said, just do it the way I do it. I would always say, well, narcissists do that. You don't want to be a narcissist. You don't want to be that guy. So I pushed. I mean, look, was April thrilled when she came to work here? As far as I remember, yes. I mean, the audience can tell me.
As far as I remember, sure. It's the happiest fucking day of her life, as far as I remember.
Yeah, as you said, his memory is really creating a fantasy around him. That was April's happiest day. I remember it. I felt those feelings in my head that she was the happiest she's ever been.
Exactly. The Zoom calls now?
But it was my job.
900 views. That's not bad. That's not bad for him.
Yeah, as far as he has fallen from grace, rubbing up against 1,000 is not bad for Mr. Love Sponge.
Oh, real quick, hi, Michaela. Hi, Kim.
She knew.
Hola, welcome to the Goofing on Aaron stream. It is Imholte season. It is divorce season.
It's wide open
Imholte season. Everyone except for the Imholtes.
I encourage everybody to clip his show and tweet it to him as well. Pick your favorite dumb clip of him and let him know. Maybe we can start a campaign.
What to expect going in. And I didn't do that. So, yeah, I'm going to say that, I am a narcissist. And I need to, and I'll read some of the stuff in the chat here that I'm seeing. I'm going to go figure out how to be less of a narcissist. I think that's healthy. I think that's a good thing. To say, here's what I am. Let's not do that, because I don't want to be that. I don't want to, you don't want to string people along. You don't want to do that thing where, oh yeah, be around all the time because I love you. And it's this and it's that. And that's smothering behavior. That's you're doing it because it makes you feel good. You like the dopamine rush you get from that person being next to you all the time. But you know what's really healthy? Going to work every day and then seeing each other when you get home. That's a remarkably healthy relationship.
Normal.
And if you work together.
Yeah, just a run-of-the-mill stuff. And as covered earlier, I believe it's half gay, not full gay, what we're doing over here. I will accept half a gay. Full gay.
Oh, chili recipe in the chat. I'm sorry. There's that guy. Yeah, I know you. That's
yes,
he's the big mod over at the Steel Toe Morning Show.
Ooh, hello there. We are goofing on the man you mod for, and absolutely, this is a publicity stunt. A lot of people really liked my co-host audition with both Aaron and April Imholte, so this is a spin-off show by popular demand. 6 people is popular demand for my channel. And just through our own eyes and ears. And Citizen M did the same thing with the Steel Toe Divorce Show. With our own eyes and ears, it's happening in front of us.
Oh, yes. And Mr. Hobo Chili Recipe, I'm just goofing on you. I see you have no flag. And the turn is coming for everybody. There's been other mods that were over there that are just like, he doesn't want to listen. He doesn't want to listen to even his own people. Like if Hobo Chili Recipe gave him solid advice, which I know he has, he'll just be like, yeah, okay, sure. And just file it into the waste paper basket, He has to come up with these ideas on his own so he can validate them. If April told him something, he'll go, nah. And then 2 weeks later, be like, you know what? I think this. And it just is so frustrating.
Once again, reminding me of my ex-comedy partner, where if he came up with the idea, it was great. If he didn't come up with the idea, he was going to kill it. You are reminding me, Aaron, of someone I cut out from my life because they were such a shithead.
The turn is undefeated.
It gets everyone. But this is a weird turn. He is turning more heel, but in an entertaining fashion. Aaron is on the cusp of an odd boogie turn, an odd Christian turn that
Right.
Comedy Shaman brought to my attention. That he is to Shaman, Aaron is now a face, but to me, he is an entertaining heel. He is that heel who you point and laugh at and have a fun time watching fall on his ass.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to embrace the Schadenfreude, if that's the right word. I think he's German. I'm sure.
Yes, I guess yeah, it's Schadenfreude on my part of really enjoying watching his misfortune. So
yeah, if he can embrace that, and the other thing was, is the divorce a whole work for this month? Is April actually just taking time off to take time off? I don't think Aaron's smart enough to do this, to set up a real wrestling entertainment style work where they're going through a divorce and then all of a sudden money starts pouring in. Because it didn't work. He didn't get any extra sympathy for losing April.
You've certainly got some more people with eyeballs on you, with so many more clippers making fun of you. As I said, since I don't hate watch it live myself, I'm getting things secondhand, and often I'm a week or two behind. If our buddy Sam V isn't clipping a whole lot of it and dropping it in the Spurgtopia, which he does a good job of keeping us up to date with those clips.
He's still the mayor. That's why.
And you never get a fucking break. You always, by not getting a fucking break, any break seems like it's a problem. That's not healthy. Again, that's narcissism. So having
Nice
April
diagnosis, Doc.
going to do something else. You can get back to that.
Narcissist.
I haven't seen you all
Word
day.
of the day.
I missed you. That's great. Let's watch a movie or something. Instead of, hey, did we get that prize thing done?
Whoa.
Hey, what are we doing on the show tomorrow? Hey, are you feeling okay? Like to do the show tomorrow? You're going to be all right. Who wants that life? I found out I don't want that life. Unfortunately, April found out first.
He wanted that life. He said it. This is my life. He said that. Those words. Exactly. Fucking moron.
But I found out I don't want that life. I was being a narcissist. I was a narcissist.
Whoa.
I am one still.
Yeah.
And so,
Ding,
Don't
ding,
do
ding, ding. Got in
Reverend
two more
Timothy
words of the
Lovejoy
day.
says he's counseled a number of disenchanted.
And yeah, let's get to Homer's quote one more time before getting to the begging and negging video, where I compiled a few Sam V drops from the Spurgtopia Discord.
Everybody's marriage is falling apart except ours. See, the problem's communication. Too much communication.
We love.
Oh, so many simps that are throwing their hat into the ring for April. So we will see if she gets herself a simp. If she invests in some husband crypto, that is better than this husband crypto.
April could be on the road to being the next Ari Jane. She also is in husband crypto. Yeah, Sammy V, man, he really the Spurgtopia Discord is a lot of fun. If you guys aren't in there, I would encourage to join. I encourage to join Dylan's Discord as well. It's a lot of fun. If you don't Discord, that's good. Not trying to encourage people to look at more screens, but it's a good way to get inside information. Good communication here.
I especially enjoy speaking through GIFs. That's
my favorite.
Got me to be more active on the Spurgtopia Discord. Was the back and forth speaking through GIFs. That's a fun little half a conversation. Oh, and what's fun is combined we have 80 viewers. Very proper for the Star 80 reenactment that Aaron will probably be doing coming up soon. That has been a rumor for quite a while of going. I have not seen it, but I know that is going Chris Benoit, as I've mentioned.
Just let's hope that Aaron doesn't buy a Bowflex. right? Because I think that was a murder weapon in some case. I can't remember the case, but somebody got strangled with a Bowflex.
The simplest terms I can put, Simper Reloaded, Aaron has turned into Dark Side Phil. He begs on the internet, and he cannot admit when he takes a loss. If you don't know who Dark Side Phil is, oh boy, is that a fun rabbit hole. So that's basically it. I went down a Dark Side Phil rabbit hole for like a year and had a whole lot of fun with all the clippers and all the detractors. And now that same fun I had before I really wore out the Dark Side Phil rabbit hole. I should have put in some lube, but that hole is now gaping and bloody.
Yeah, it's a cavernous hole.
I'm starting to have that type of fun with Aaron, and hopefully Chavo Guerrero doesn't get those weird texts again as he got before.
Oh man, yeah. Oh geez. I agree. Aaron is fun for me to hate on. I've seen it with other lolcows, why they get that, why Cobes is a lolcow, why Wings of Redemption is a lolcow, why Rich from Review Tech is on the fence of being he is. He took money to take his shirt off. You're a lolcow, bitch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're a fat man who's like technically that's against terms of service of being a stripper, but you're a man, so you get away with it. Review Tech USA. And
Aaron is right in that pocket. He has a lack of self-awareness, and like you were mentioning, the constant Jerry's Kids style fundraising. Come on, throw money in the plate. There's a number of things that add up that you just are like, fuck this guy.
It's yeah, as I mentioned with the angry video game nerd, there's a certain fun hate watching going on, and we want Aaron to stay around for quite a while and make responsible financial decisions, so you can keep scraping by. And this, we're just looking with our own eyes at how he's treated April, and we believe she has had enough. And this is really a message, a service to April Imholte. Accept where you are. Divorce number 2. She sees you so different at this point. So get yourself used to tapping out of marriage number 2.
Yep. Yeah, it's coming. If they're in the working it out phase, it's still not going to last.
I've seen
this might go on another 2 years before she divorces him. But
yeah, of the relationship being damaged to a point where you're trying to put back together a broken vase, and it's not going to work. The cracks
are always going to show. I'm doing the Aaron thing. I keep chat checking. J Bra and B Smiley are talking about their differences of who they like, and that is kind of the point of the Spurgtopia Discord. It's not a show affiliated Discord like most others are, so you can come in there and talk shit about who you like and who you dislike, and most of the time it's pretty civil. A lot of other times people go ape shit and just start yelling, which is mostly wildly entertaining.
I stay on the sidelines for those. We've had fireworks at least twice within the past month that like do I nope. Well,
I'll just let it happen and let people work it out, and that's the point of it. It's kind of fun, and that's why I like it. So like JB or Jabra and B Smiley can literally, it works in the YouTube chat because it's so quick, and it works in Discord because it's so quick. If you're trying to have a debate style conversation on Twitter, just too much time passes in between each response, unless you're literally DMing the one person.
So on to the begging and negging.
Oh boy.
$2 from Single Mother of 5 says, how is it still $3.20? Oh, I love people who just count the money. How is it still $3.20? Me and one other guy just did $2 because we don't count it dollar by dollar. It goes by $5 increments. Now you're either asking honestly, and that's a good answer, and you're happy about it, or you're purposely trying to be difficult. But thanks to those 3 $2 contributions and the Cuts, Rumble, and YouTube take, that now puts us at $3.15 for today. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Don't be a dick.
So I know who that is. That was single mother of 5. That's Disgracie, I think. And she may have been being genuine there. But at the same time, I know
telling other people not to be a dick.
Yeah, exactly. He was being a dick about it too, you know, and everybody wants to know why he doesn't do that. Like, for every $6, he'll take 5 off the goal now because of every $2 chat.
Accounting for the... Yeah,
that's the other thing. Oh, Jesus.
Doing that. Of being like, thank you for giving $5. That's $3.50 for our goal, because the rest of that goes to the provider.
Dude, and everybody has said this, not just me, but I deliberately tweeted it at him. I was like, dude, if you need $600 a day, which is what he is claiming, $3.50 in the morning, $2.50 at night, raise your fucking goal to $780, because that's the 30% that YouTube's taking. You need 600 cash take home. Raise your goal to $800 and then be done with it. 4 in the morning, 4 in the afternoon. You hit it or you don't. And if you don't, move the fuck on. Don't roll it over into the next day. Just, you didn't make it that day. And he can't take the loss at the end of the day. And MSO doesn't help, because I know MSO watches the show on the daily basis, but him saying, oh, you're not going to hit the goal today, I think that over time has put a pinprick in his brain that he has to hit that goal. Otherwise MSO wins, and it's become this weird competition in his head.
And he's got those PayPals that we can't see, that we have to take his word for it. Once again, relating to Darkside Phil's 1 Minute Man, which I believe it's his mom. If those into Darkside Phil lore, there was a rumor maybe it's Darkside Phil tipping himself. I believe 1 Minute Man is his mom helping to warm up the tip bucket.
Oh, I agree. And he does that from time to time. I'll feel like he'll just say, oh, we got a $20 Venmo from so-and-so. He got caught lying, saying that Sketty Tooth John and Chip Galloway maybe donated to him via PayPal or Venmo. Yeah. There you go. It never happened. Never happened. He didn't get that money, but him trying to use a detractor hater name to say that they're donating to him, he thinks it's going to spark more donations from his fans to show him up. And it's going to backfire every time. He's trying to win too much.
So here in our second,
while losing,
single mother of 5 returns.
$2 from single mother of 5 says, why isn't the goal lower that April is gone? I have said numerous times, we're going to take a month or 2 to see where we're at. And then, we're going to drop the goal.
Sketty, okay.
Again, this is something I've answered. And this is just something I am going to ask the mods, if people are going to ask trolley questions that I've already answered, I'll give you one ask. And then after that, I got to bounce you, because you got to be honest. It's got to be honest.
I got to bounce you.
There's 2 points that I really love there. Yes, you're right. Now that April is gone, we can lower the goal, but we're going to keep it the same for a while till we figure out what I can lower it to. And the second part of that's trolley enough. You've got 1 strike. Second strike, you're out.
Yeah, I know exactly. Like, that's what I mean. Banhammer is strong with this one. He doesn't have the thickest skin. He gets annoyed very quickly by repetitive, stupid. And that's what I'm saying. I do think that single mother of 5 was sticking it to him a little bit, because he's rude like that, though. Mm-hmm. Reloaded. I know your name from somewhere, and I can't remember where. I've seen you around. Good to see you here. Thank you for joining today. Also, King.
Thank you all for joining this publicity stunt of a spin-off show. Co-host audition did well with Steel Toe, so spin it off. Try to go on the panel.
Like we were talking before, Wednesday mornings, Wild Wasteland right now, so I'll do it. Let's do it.
The usual Steel Toe goofing on by Melton is not around, and I actually don't watch Melton. So if I'm covering the same things, I'm completely ignorant to it. and he does cover Aaron a lot, so I imagine there is some crossover. But yeah, I'm ignorant to it because I actually don't watch the Onions. I like onions. You caramelize them, and they're very good.
Delicious, especially
Raw
on
onions. I
mushroom
can
Swiss.
understand.
Mushroom onion Swiss. I love them on a burger. But yeah, no, Melton covers a lot. There's no way that anybody else covering Steel Toe is not going to tread water here or have the same opinions. Jesse from Pod Awful did a Steel Toe episode, and he got shit for it because he had the same takes as Melton. Of course, because we all see the same thing. He is so transparent, it is ridiculous. So if anybody's like, oh, you guys are making the same observation, of course, because it's this. Look at them.
For me, as I said, it's
preaching
to
the choir, but
me.
it's fun. Right, exactly.
Melton was a visionary getting in on the ground floor of Steel Toe goofing on. And for me, it's a spinoff because if I can be Darkside Phil for a moment, I'm a variety streamer. I cover a variety of different people who I cover on my co-host audition. And as usual, my Darkside Phil does sound like Louis Anderson.
About the same.
Yeah, Eaton Clam says, isn't it just listed him if he's already black? Like, I'm going to pay you. If you guys knock out our goal, everything we go over goes to Matt. So 250 is the number tonight. Here's my idea. All of you should just click the PayPal link right now and throw like 10 or 20 bucks on there. That's the easiest way to do this. It's just 10 or 20 bucks till it's over.
Yep. And
then good. I begged the shit out of everyone today, but we got there.
Yes.
Begged the shit. That's the problem with Rumble. Begging the shit, but we get 10-15.
So Rumble, it's absolutely necessary that I beg. I must beg for this to happen on Rumble. Absolutely justified in my begging.
Yeah, he always will justify his begging because he needs that money. He's got child support, dude. I don't know if he still has student loans. I think he does. Got a truck payment, house payment, whatever insurance he has to pay for, and food, and 3 kids, dude. Not just the child support, but he has to take those kids out every weekend too and shit. Kim was saying in the chat, we need a woman's touch in here. I agree. I wouldn't mind having a woman give her opinion on what's going on here. Especially because it is somewhat nebulous. She might still be in love with this fathead idiot and is just hiding upstairs for who knows what.
I've mentioned that with writing as well. I enjoy writing with women because they help with the female voice. It is hard to get in that mindset of exactly what a woman is thinking. So yeah, this is coming from 2 men's point of views. Our divorce expert, Spurg Snake, and our just lame-o, never been married. Stuttering John would probably call me a homosexual. Half a homosexual, John, not a full-on homosexual there. I'm so disappointed I can't say half an F.
Yeah, I know. Or chicky
doing
drop.
The research, half an F. YouTube, not a fan of that.
I know.
15. If we knock out that 35 by 10-15, I'll go till 10:30. Man named Truth said, you said Rumble was better and you might just stay here. I said if we could knock out goals. I said the one thing that really fucking sucks is about Rumble is that it's really hard to hit the goals on Rumble. So don't, man named Truth says, don't say every day I contradict myself. I said today,
which actually we already got into. You do that, Aaron.
Quite often does he do that. And
the same.
I was doing a chat check. A lot of people are upset. Fans of his are upset. They don't like the telethon style beg show that he does. He can't not, though. His radio training, he has to break into something. He can't just transition from one topic to the next. He has to go from topic to begging to topic to begging because
it's the commercial breaks. Is
that
begging.
Right there? Right. That's what it is. He can't throw it out to something else. He can't cut to an advertisement.
Was it? I don't think it was always this strong, though. Was it? It's because he made big purchases that it got as thick as it is.
That's what I don't know for sure, because I wasn't into steel toe and keeping a track of the goal early on. He
I've
was
only ever
hitting
watched
it more often a year ago. Now it's who knows.
because as I mentioned with my Dark Side Phil fascination, it was Steel Toe's clips goofing on Phil that got me into Steel Toe, and I was so close to checking out Steel Toe live, but nope, he started going down a road of pointing and laughing rather than sitting and having a ball there with
Right.
the host of Steel Toe.
One of the other things that he was doing that started all of this was he had a following. He would have 300 to 500 people watching in the morning, and Opie was the only other guy streaming in the morning, like that early, like 6:30 a.m. Eastern time. Opster was up with the sun doing his live stream from 500 feet above New York City, and Aaron would start to raid his streams. Let's go give Opie some attention. And 20, 30 people would jump from Aaron's stream to Opie's stream and, start chatting and fucking with them a bit. And then it moved into Chad Zumach. And Zumach wasn't having it and started fucking with Aaron real hard.
I recall. Yeah, Aaron backed off. And it was actually some of the same tactics that he used on a female radio personality that took his job, that he said, this is foul play that Chad is doing, these things that I did to that lady who took my job.
Exactly that. Chad branded himself the mud shark because he's not afraid to get down and dirty. And Aaron was doing the same thing. He was literally trying to get that woman fired from that radio show or get her to quit because she was harassed off the radio. And cooler heads prevailed and got this idiot off the radio because, and he, from what I understand, he was responsible for his own sales. So he had to sell his advertising time and do the radio show.
We have Stonies here in the lower corner.
That's who's paying his child support.
Made that deal, and they followed him. So lucky for him for being his own program director to get Stonies to keep the lights on and keep the refrigerator going even when he doesn't hit those goals.
Yeah, that's probably his most steady income is from Stoney's Bar and Grill.
Fuck thing I've been saying forever, and I'm willing to accept your apology. That pisses me the fuck off. When people are like, you contradicted yourself. I always said Rumble fucking sucks for the money. If we can figure out the money thing on Rumble, if we can hit all our goals on Rumble, I'd have no problem switching there. I love it. So, Man Named Truth, I am expecting a little bit of an apology.
See that right there?
April has heard that. I'm expecting a little bit of an apology. This was the first of Sam V's clips over on Spurgtopia that I'm like, this is fucking great. Him just talking down to this person who maybe it's a trolly question, maybe it isn't.
He can't tell anymore. He can't tell if it's a troll or a real. He can't. He thinks people are concerned trolling April. What the fuck? I mean, I understand the concept, but he can't parse out who's really a friend to him and who's trolling him. The only people that are his friends, one is in Austin, Texas, and the other one is Matt, and that is it.
And that is both his friends.
Who else is going to work with this idiot? Nobody.
So speaking of trolling him and April, one more clip, and we will get out of here soon because I like keeping these shows around 90 minutes to 2 hours. We're two guys you've never heard of. So don't want to overstay our welcome with a 4-hour show. Want to pop in and hopefully leave you wanting for some more. Thank you all for tuning in today. Thank all the new subscribers that subscribed after episode 1. Yes, this is a publicity stunt. I'm a small channel, and I would like to make this a paying hobby one day instead of a non-paying hobby. But I have fun with this, and Aaron used to have fun with this, but not any longer. And Aaron doing this for a living is actually another thing that if he would go and do this as a hobby, just take the L. Like, I used to do this. This is now more of a hobby. I need to go sell cars. it would actually make him more appealing and more human.
It would endear him to people because now he's working. He refuses to hold a real job. He's above that. Excuse me, I got the burps. But that's part of the dickheadedness of him. He just has an arrogance that is not earned. He never wore steel toe boots. He never pulled weeds. He's never been a landscaper. He's never worked in a factory.
His blue collar in-laws, even when they're working on his own house.
And right there, Man Named Truth, celebrity just showed up.
Yeah, that was part of the strategy, Man Named Truth. I did this, I believe, Thursday last week. And actually, my time of going live at 11:30 a.m. Eastern was to help avoid Melton. And then he changed his time of day. And I'm like, fuck, I'm establishing my time. I've established 11:30 a.m. Eastern, and it works in with my job. I'm a loser who used to be an actor in Hollywood and a stand-in making money. But yeah, gotta take the L, move to a smaller town, spend less money, and that endeared me to myself. And hopefully, where the fuck am I going with this? I think I need Duke Phillips to come in here and ask. Yeah, I seem to be taking a big old wind up there, and I need Duke Phillips to come in and correct me.
Where's the joke? Sir, we're on the air. I know we're on the air, but where's the joke?
Hey, and G-Rob, I just saw that.
It was nowhere.
Congratulations.
Yes, getting close to that 300, and a good time for the shill segment before we get to our final clip here of the day. G-Rob has been with me. She was like possibly the first one that wasn't a friend or family member that I was like, please, can you watch me so I have a viewer and not doing this to myself? So thanks for being here for a while, G-Rob. Glad you're still around. And yeah, if you enjoyed the goofing on Aaron, I goof on many people on co-host auditions. TikTok Around the Clock is another fun show that we goof on social media and what is going on over there. Liking, subscribing, hitting that notification bell to remind you I go live Tuesday through Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. This chatting helps the algorithm, as do comments. When we get off the air, you can comment. That helps the algorithm as well. And Dylan from somewhere at gmail.com for any, if you've got a script. I like script doctoring. I've done it a few times just as a hobby. No money involved. It'd be nice if there's money involved one day. If I move back into a film industry town over in New Orleans or Atlanta, the script doctoring, I would love to fall into that. Really, I could be anywhere and do that. I need to start pursuing that now. Oh, 303. Thanks for the update, Kim Nicholson. Thanks for all you people who subscribed today. And we shot past 200 into 300 pretty quickly, thanks to the St. Cloud Divorce Show, where, yeah, we're goofing on Aaron, but we are doing a service announcement to let them know it's time.
And anybody else that comes across this should learn that how to compartmentalize things. Keep your family separate from your work. Keep your work separate from your home. You know, all of that. Because when you start making a goulash out of life like this, it's bland and tasteless, and you hate it, and you can't eat it every day. This guy he was right on his one thing. He wanted what he wanted, and he got it, and it did not work out.
You're right. I should cut my hair. I am full on hippie now. I should cut it to be shaggy. I do look better with shaggy hair rather than the long hair. But yeah, going after those chubby Jesus roles. That time in Jesus's life where he was chubby. Oh boy, I am 20 pounds too heavy. But anyways, we have one more clip where once again Aaron shows exactly what gets him upset.
I'm wondering if you ever cry. Has Macho Man ever cried?
April's a drug addict. Contact Stearns County Child Protective Services right away.
Fuck you.
Because
there's a victory, ladies and gentlemen. Steel Toe wins again.
So that clip, he cannot hide it. That really upsets him. And we've never even got into the April potential drug problem. It's all speculation, but there is some odd behavior that speculation is born out of.
Oh yeah. I don't understand how he wakes up every day and just completely, it's a new chalkboard. He just erases it. It's a new chalkboard.
Yeah, actually, let's bring that back one more time for that full mask slip of great bait as well. Hey, you remember that Macho Man Arsenio interview? What incredible bait that they lured him in with.
Contact Stearns County Child Protective Services right away.
Fuck you.
Because
and I couldn't find the longer clip. This is fun that they added that, but the longer clip, I saw it somewhere. I couldn't find it, of him reacting a bit more, just absolutely very upset.
He was very upset. And this is one of the few times you're going to hear me shout out Ian Hawke, because I believe that's who did this to him. He paid the $5 to get him to play this, and it worked. So, but I also agree with Semper. I do not encourage anybody to call any government agency on anyone. I don't care if it's the CPS
doing that.
Or
it is an absolutely shitty move. We don't know. As a gag to get Aaron upset, that made me laugh. But
one thing then another, you know.
Yeah, that is an escalation which I don't approve of. The going that far,
I like that too.
In a joke to Aaron, but yeah, we're both. We don't know. We don't know what's going on there, and it's an actual dick move to follow through on that.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't. You know, I don't like swatting. I don't like people doxing. Am I still there? Did I go?
Oh, I hit the wrong one, because usually I talk to Clips over on co-host audition. I should be hitting this one.
Oh, I was worried about my internet.
That was my fault, because usually I'm talking to Clips over on co-host audition, but I'm talking to an actual human, proving that I'm not schizophrenic all the time, just some of the time.
This is a shared hallucination.
I guess I will have to watch this back and see if it is indeed just a blank screen next to me to see if that was a hallucination the whole time.
I'll recommend the movie Voices with Ryan Reynolds. That was a good semi-schizophrenic movie, if you haven't seen it.
Along with the Patrick Bateman, Is It All in His Head? So that was the
Machinist, right?
The Machinist was
I don't remember that one.
When he was super thin. American Psycho was Patrick Bateman.
Okay.
And there is going to be a Christian Bale's disease. No one has taken their body from super buff Batman to a gaunt skeleton to even buffer Batman to just a regular guy to fat Dick Cheney.
That's
Christian
right.
Bale is going to die from Christian Bale's disease. And he may not be happy with me.
No, don't shut me up.
I'm not trying to shut you up, Christian Bale. I'm just concerned that you're going to discover a new disease with what you're doing to your body.
Oh, yeah, I know. That can't be healthy. I watched Mac do it on Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He gained like 100 pounds that one season and then dropped it the next.
That's right. It was all for the gag of Fat Mac for a single season. And yeah, he mentioned that it fucked with his body. Something with like Christian Bale. Yeah, he's a mutant. He's one of the X-Men, the way he's able to do that to his body and not have severe consequences, or at least be able to hide it as such.
On and off meth binges. That could be it. That'll get you thin.
It is very shady, the Hollywood diets. So that would be quite the cheat code to getting thin really quick, are those on and off meth binges. I personally would prefer a Coke binge, but fucking fentanyl ruined that.
Drugs aren't what they used to be.
Well, that's it for today's show. I'm going to wrap up for realsies this time. Catch us tomorrow. Well, me tomorrow. Spurgsnake joins me once a week. And next week, we'll be talking about Garth Marenghi's Dark Place on successful failures. And a month from now, we've got confirmation from Kaylee, Once Over with Kaylee, a.k.a. Lucy Tightbox, will be joining to talk about Greg the Bunny.
All right.
Big fan of that one. Imagine me being a fan of a puppet show that lasted a season. But we'll be back in 2 weeks, probably with another St. Cloud divorce show. The publicity stunt is working, so why not keep doing it for a little while? It is indeed a cheat code, this publicity stunt of goofing on the Imholtes right now. Aaron, we're goofing on you, but accept reality. Your relationship ain't what it used to be.
Nope, he broke it. He's broken.
Any other plugs from you? We plugged Spurgtopia over on your channel, the Spurgsnake channel. You've been starting to do some music and some Family Feud. So a little fun activities for those who want to check out some music and being a little creative with commercials to break it up and get YouTube's microscope off of you for a moment.
It's hard, man. Because I like playing regular music, so I just play what I want to play. And I've been using the Grand Theft Auto commercials to, like, it'll tell you, YouTube will say, oh, we detect copyright content. And so I'll play like a minute and a half of commercials and it'll drop it off for another half an hour and I can get away with playing more music. The thing that I'm trying to get steady with is I'm hoping to maybe Tuesday night and Friday night are going to be Family Feud streams for people to come. It's kind of interactive that way, people play along a little bit, and I'm just having fun with it. Like just like you guys, it starts out as a hobby and
doing some
hopefully grow it into something. Yeah, definitely.
Getting some hang streams there. We don't have any loads on this stream because YouTube would take us right off if we had any type of ropey loads or dusty loads. Those are very much against the rules, the terms of services, having any type of physical load there on your stream, baby.
No loads on the stream. Fuck, man. Record companies don't like you playing their music. But I'm doing it anyway. I'm a rule breaker.
And I am kind of breaking the rules with our successful failures. They tell me now that there will be no consequences for the credit clips we played on the past 2 episodes. So hopefully they will stick by that. But that was the show for today. And be back tomorrow with TikTok around the clock with a bunch of fucking weirdos here on this channel at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Thank you all for joining. Now feel free to go away.
Well, it looks like that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for going on this adventure with me. It's fun being with friends. I'll see you next time. Bye now.
Bye for now.
Toodaloo. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao. Ding dao day.
Places all. All join hands, circle left. Now circle right and listen to me. LSMFT. Elementary corners like swinging on a gate. To right to your honey with the right left 8. Grand right and left around you go. Lucky strike means fine tobacco. Meet your honey and give her a whirl. All swing around with the little girls. Smoke 'em, then you'll see. LSMFT. Promenade and don't you fall. Promenade around the hall. Lucky strike is first again with tobacco men. Promenade straight down the pike. It's time right now for a lucky strike. Yes, for smoking that you're bound to like, you just can't beat a lucky strike.